So as you can probably tell from the title, this rally right here is not going to go my way. But fear not, there's much more to this video than just this rally. Now, the first thing I gotta say is, I did update the app that I used to record, and for some reason it enabled my mouse to be shown, so I do apologize for that. I know that can be a little distracting, but bear with me for now because unfortunately it recorded with it. But regardless of that, we're gonna go ahead and send cavalry, a cavalry rally at this guy. He was about 468 million might at the start, and obviously he does seem a little bit like a trap, but we did catch him on the wrong gear, and he did seem offline because we did watch him for quite a bit, and the helps really aren't, I mean, 35,000, that doesn't really show too much activity. So we decided to go ahead and give it a shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap over to my cavalry set, let it march, and now I'm just gonna try my best to see if there's any gear swap, that way I can cancel in time. But yeah, as you can already see, my leader decided to go ahead and take a trip into a jail. But fear not, because we have other people that can go ahead and rally. So AO11 here is going to go ahead and try to rally as well. Now, my rally actually did a bit of damage. Like, if you look at the might, it went down to 443 from, I believe it was like 467 or something like that. So he did take a bit of damage, about 20 to 25 million damage. So it wasn't like he ate it completely, and we didn't see a gear change. So we thought, okay, so he's probably, one, in range phalanx, and two, actually offline. So we decided to go ahead and send an infantry rally. So right now he is at 443, and I'm just checking to see if there's any gear swap, and he goes down to 414, which is actually quite a bit. It's about 30 million drop, but as you can see, we lost yet another leader. So clearly it's a rally trap, but the good thing is that this rally trap is still offline. So now we have more people joining the rally, so it's not a requirement for me to send 200,000 or anybody else really. We can all fill with just 100,000. Now, healing this, and this is the second time, if you ever unlock T4, like I know a lot of free-to-play players that are like, I just want to unlock T4, I just want to train T4s and all that. Keep in mind that once you unlock T4, that's just one leg of the race. Actually keeping T4 and healing T4 is another thing entirely. They just cost so much, whether it's food and any other resources, especially gold. They are really, really taxing. So even if you're about to get T4, just know that keeping them healthy and alive is going to cost you quite a bit. So just keep that in mind. Now, 417, and unfortunately now we see the gear swap, and that means that he did finally come online. And now we're just sitting here like, okay, what do we do? He wasn't really eating the rally, so he has taken quite a bit of damage. He's about, give or take, about 50 million might down, and his gear isn't the best. So we're thinking, okay, he probably lost already quite a bit of troops, so let's go ahead and send this this rally out and then just spam him. That way he doesn't know what exactly it is that we're sending. So he's at about 417 million might, and he ports away, and yeah, he pretty much ports away with all three of our leaders. Now, of course, as we all know, it is a war game, so you are going to take some losses at sometimes. You're going to lose your leader, but unlike other people we know, we don't bitch about it. We don't send death threats or start sending crazy messages. You know, you lose your leader, it is what it is. You just gotta deal with it. But here is his mistake. He actually ported back to the same spot and sent me messages talking about he's ready to go, he's ready to go, he's ready to take more rallies. So you know what we decided to do? We decided to go ahead and wait a couple of hours and then just let him feel safe like we had given up, and then we split into two guilds like we usually tend to do. So we're gonna be rallying here. One Hot Mess, aka Amy, is going to be leading our rally, and on the other guild, CAD, Kuda is the one that's going to be leading. One is going to be range, the other is going to be cavalry. And the reason we did this is because he hasn't really been eating these rallies. He has been taking quite a bit of damage. So even if he is online, this double rally is going to hurt him quite a bit. And we also noticed that when he healed, he barely healed any. So that means that he barely has any infirmary. So here we go. Double rally time. We're pretty much, even if he's online, we don't care. He starts at 410. And he takes the first rally. Takes the second rally. But look at the damage. Unlike the other ones, he is down to 347. Kuda unfortunately also lost his leader, but Amy did not lose her leader. So we're looking at, that one was 1.1 million dead, and this is after he's taken 4 rallies. So I imagine he was about 11 to 12 million troops, and mostly T4 and some T2. So let's take a look and see exactly what he has left. And if you notice, he no longer has any infantry, so this makes it so much easier to actually rally. Now it's very simple. You just go full range. He has no infantry to actually counter it with, and that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Now remember, we are split into 2 guilds, so we can go ahead and send 2 range rallies at him. That way he has no choice but to either shield, take the rallies, or migrate. Now, of course, as of this moment, we also noticed he hasn't healed. So more than likely, he probably fell asleep, because a little detail I didn't say earlier. He did seem like he was in a Chinese guild, and we did this at around 3 p.m. Eastern time. So that means that in China, it was very, very late, or quote unquote early, however you want to look at it. So after we waited a couple of hours, maybe he fell asleep again. Maybe he just lollygagged or walked away from his phone when we decided to do it. Regardless, he definitely didn't want to take that double rally, because he's down about 110, 120 million might. So now with both range rallies, we are gonna absolutely wipe him unless he decides to migrate or shield. And I'm here explaining because somebody wants to go ahead and send full infantry. Well, the problem is, if we don't time it correctly and that infantry rally hits first and he comes online, he can easily go into cavalry phalanx and completely counter it. Whereas if you send both range rallies and he only has cavalry and range, there is literally nothing he can do. Really the only thing he can do is go into range phalanx, but even then, that's going to hurt, because obviously, like I mentioned before, his gear really isn't up to par with the rally leaders that we're going to be sending at him. So, and once again, like I mentioned earlier, healing is not cheap, especially when you're sending T4. So as of right now, we are pretty much just waiting to go ahead and launch this rally. He is actually offline, like he has not healed. There has been no helps or anything like that. So after a couple of hours of waiting, of him actually porting back and taunting us, saying I'm ready for more, how do you fall asleep on the job, King Yayo or Yayi? You can't fall asleep on the job, man. So now we're gonna go ahead and let this walk. So his timer is ticking. Either you migrate or you shield, bro, because no matter what, it is going to hurt. So I'm checking Amy. She changes into her range gear, and right now we got 347. And what are you gonna do, King? You're gonna take it, and here comes my leader back. Thank you very much, Amy. As you can tell, ATL is also marching from CAD. He's going to be sending full range as well. King is down to 305, so the trap that was is definitely no longer a trap. And now that everybody has our leader back, now we're just going for kills. Like now, we're just looking for kills. ATL has his gear all set, and 305 down to 253. So he lost 200, I want to say like about 210 million might, all because he wanted to keep the leaders. That's unfortunate. You shouldn't have taunted us, but take a look at this. 3 million dead on this rally, and obviously ATL right after cleaned it up. So we got about 6 million dead in those last 2 rallies, which put us, let's just say they put us at around even, because we did take quite a bit of losses. We definitely took some L's here, but at the end of the day, if you don't rage out, you know, everybody was just like, well, it is what it is. And plus, since we're migrating pretty soon, it actually gave people a reason to use their resources, drop a little bit of might. And as long as people don't rage, like, yes, it's a war game, but I don't really understand the people that just lose their cool just because they lost their leader or something like that. It's ridiculous. And once again, One Hot Mess, aka Amy, was the MVP, got everybody's leaders back, and pretty much anybody else that stepped up to rally. Now, let's go ahead and end on a good note. Right after this, I was told about this guy that had like 2 million troops out with no leader. I was like, hey, what? Well, since I got my leader back, let's go ahead and put her to work. So we got 179, and this guy's a ha. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get the last laugh. Apparently, 1 million dead on this solo attack. Once again, I really don't understand. First of all, this guy's troop comp or the no leader thing. Like, sharpshooters, reptilian, rider. I don't know what this guy was going for, but I am more than glad to go ahead and take those kills. There is an infantry rally, or not rally, solo attack to go ahead and clean it up. And I was actually the one that got the last laugh. But yeah, this is a video pretty much just to show you that even if you lose your leader, even if you don't always win, you can still have fun, you can still pull together with your guild and come out ahead as long as you do it correctly. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye.